Okay, so Guan Yu is the god of war and martial arts, and despite his title, he uses his skill to avoid confrontation as much as possible. He is also known as the god of literature, as he was able to read a whole page of Confucius without becoming cross-eyed. Guan Yu is depicted with a red face and holding a long-handled sword known as a guandao, and many people commonly recognize him from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. And he was born in the year 160 in present-day Shanxi, is that it? Shanxi. At 16 years of age, he had his first son, and later on in his life, he had 3 other children. At the age of 23, he fled his hometown after killing a local tyrant who was assaulting a girl. And 5 years after fleeing his home, he met Liu Bei, who was recruiting volunteers to fight against the Yellow Turban Army. Guan Yu joined the army and eventually developed an extremely close relationship with Liu Bei and another man named Zhang Fei. A story regarding Guan Yu when he was once shot with a poisonous arrow during combat. The arrow was removed right away, however, the poison had already absorbed into his arm. In order to heal his wound, the doctor stated that he had to cut open his flesh and scrape off traces of poison on his bone. Since the process was terribly painful and they had no anesthesia, the doctor suggested that Guan Yu wear a blindfold in an attempt to lessen the pain. Guan Yu rejected the suggestion and left his comrades astounded as he remained a calm composure throughout the entire procedure while also being engaged in a game of Wei Qi with a friend. So Guan Yu was later captured.
Go. Chinese chess.
Go.
Let's
go.
Oh.
The black and white thing.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. And then Guan Yu was later captured by Cao Cao, but was treated well and appointed as lieutenant general. Although appreciative towards Cao Cao, he still longed to return to Liu Bei. In order to repay Cao Cao for his kindness, Guan Yu fought and killed an enemy of Cao Cao's named Yan Liang. Is it?
Which one?
The enemy of Cao Cao. So the guy he killed? Oh, okay.
Yuan. Say that again.
The Three
Yan
Kingdoms.
Liang.
No, it's
Yeah,
like,
man.
it's not like from that movie.
What is this pronunciation? What is the right?
Yan Liang.
The Red Cliff, they made a movie about it.
Yan Liang. Yan Liang.
Yan Liang.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And then during combat and brought the head back to Cao Cao, Cao Cao, impressed by Guan Yu's loyalty and martial craftsmanship, ordered his troops to allow Guan Yu to return to Liu Bei. And then Guan Yu was later captured again by an enemy with the choice to change sides or be killed. Not only did Guan Yu refuse, but he also insulted the enemy greatly. He was aware that changing sides during war was immoral and against the law. Therefore, he was executed and died with bravery as well as sense of justice. Legend says that after Guan Yu's death, his spirit wandered nearby Yuchun Hill, crying out for his head. He then encountered a monk who responded, "You ask for your head, but from whom should Yin Liang and many others ask for theirs?" At this, Guan Yu was enlightened, and his spirit manifested around the hill in order to protect locals from evil. Later, he manifested himself one night before Master Zhi Yi. Is that it?
I guess G.
Who was in deep meditation. Guan Yu proceeded to ask her to teach him about the Dharma. After receiving the 3 treasures and 5 precepts, Guan Yu became a Buddhist and vowed to become guardian of temples and the Dharma.
Very good. Thank you.
That's a very nice story. So if you would like to see more, there's this movie that was made called The Red Cliff. So you should try to look at it and you'll get a little more insight on Guan Yu. So.
Yeah, that depicts one of the battles in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. But yeah, Guan Yu, he's the Chinese, probably not just the Chinese, but they revere him as very loyal, very righteous, right? Because that's what he represents. And he's also, he's very loyal too, because he was captured by Cao Cao, right? Who's the other nation that's attacking.
Well, he's the usurper to the Han Dynasty's emperor's throne. So he took over. So that's why he's considered like a traitor. He's like you guys heard of coup d'etat?
Yeah.
Cao
Coup d'etat?
Cao.
Yeah, Cao Cao. It's a coup d'etat, right? He's the guy who, because the throne does not rightly belong to him. It belongs to the lineage, the dynasty, the Han dynasty, that was the last days of the Han dynasty. So he took over. So that's why Liu Bei, Liu Bei is supposed to be one of the, I think he was either loyal minister of the emperor. So that's why he opposed Han. That's how they ended up the three kingdoms. Okay, whatever. So that's long history. Anyway,
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be doing that. So
Right. Yeah. I mean, so they're fighting, and then so at one point he was captured by Cao Cao, right? And then so Cao Cao, I mean, he didn't want to kill him because he Guan Yi is a very he's a very capable general, right? Right. So I mean, warrior. So he wanted him to join his side, but he wouldn't. There was something. Well, okay, but anyways, yeah. He wouldn't give up his loyalty to Liu Bei, but Cao Cao still he treated him very well and all that. Eventually, did he escape or I forgot?
Yeah, he did.
He
Did he escape? I think
Or he let him
willingly let him
Yeah, he
for
may
his
have-
loyalty.
Yeah, right. Because recognizing he's so loyal, he just let him go, and then eventually. So then the war is still being fought, and eventually I think
he
captured Cao Cao,
let him go.
but he let him go because he's paying back for earlier when he was captured
Yeah, it's like a
himself.
debt,
It's like a debt of grace, grace that
So that's called righteous.
that's being righteous.
That's
So he didn't just capture him and kill him, right? Because he's paying back his debt that he treated him well
Cao Cao
before.
spared his
Yeah, he
life
spared
and
his
he got
life, right?
captured.
Yeah.
So
You see what I'm saying?
So that's- yeah.
But even though what he did by letting Cao Cao go was against Liu Bei. It wasn't Liu Bei. It was Zhuge Liang.
Oh.
Zhuge Liang at that time was like the commander in chief or something. You can say he's like the commander in chief, or he's the one who directed. Zhuge Liang wanted to execute him, behead. Behead him. But then all the other generals begged him that you have to forgive him. Let this go. Let this one error go because But so it's a very interesting personal decision. I mean, because in life, I'm sure we probably won't face similar situation, but we will face something parallel too. Like you have to decide. Personal. You owe a personal obligation to somebody, and yet is it against the principle that you're going against, or whatever the higher? So that's something that responsibility that you have to bear, and so he had to bear that, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, he had to bear. So that's a burden that all of us at some point or another in life will face similarly. I mean, not exactly the same circumstance, obviously, but
Yeah.
right? That's a good.
Yes, Guan Yin is he or she or is
No. This is Guan Yi, not Guan Yin, not Guan Yin Bodhisattva. This is Guan Yi, there's that painting on the wall on the left side of the temple over there.
The red face
The
guy?
red face.
With the base, with the base.
Guan, it's
The red face general.
Yeah,
he's a marshal.
And then why
He's a big warrior. He carries in those old days, every high-level martial artist or general or whatever warrior have their own weapon. They're not weapons. There's a weapon associated. His is called it's a 大刀. They call it 大刀. It's literally a giant
It's very
sword.
heavy.
That sword,
Yeah,
that sword, that weapon. Sorry.
It's like
You know what they call it? You know
broad
what they call
sword.
it? Yeah, it's a broadsword. You see it. You see on the painting. It's a long pole. It's a metal. It's
You
an
have to be
iron
very
pole
strong. Yeah.
with a big broadsword at the end of it.
It's
And you know what
called
they?
the blue dragon.
Yeah, I forgot the technical. Yeah, there's a
Well, but
technical
that's
term.
that's
There's a technical term. And you know what they use that?
name.
In cavalry. In
Yeah,
cavalry.
yeah.
Cavalry. When you're a foot soldier, you don't carry that weapon because it's too
heavy.
too unwieldy.
Yeah.
Too unwieldy, right? I mean, they carry spears. That's a different thing. But this one, they use it in cavalry. Only cavalry troops use that. And he uses that. You know what they use that for? I mean, I hate to say this. I mean, but they use that, because they're on horseback, right? They're on horseback, right? You know what they use that for?
Cut your head off.
Well, not just to chop off the head. No. You know how they you know what's the tactic? The tactic that they use that for. Yeah, they use that to slash the horse legs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chop off the horse legs. So what happens?
That's
Then the person riding the horse
Yeah.
will fall to the ground. You see what I'm trying to say? And then they from you, if you're still on the horseback and the guy's on the ground, it's easier to kill the guy than for the guy on the ground to kill to attack. I mean, that's a tactic so they use that big broadsword. You understand? I mean, when you use a little puny sword, no big deal. You get it? You guys get it? So that's the reason why. All right. So he has that's his weapon. That's his weapon of choice. Yue Hui, on the other one, uses a spear, and it's a special spear. It's I don't know what kind of. It's like wavy spear. The blade is kind of wavy.
A flexible.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. There's different types. You guys heard of trident, right? You guys heard of trident.
Yeah.
Then there's another. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But the point is they all have that. Okay. So that's he's known for that. He's known. I mean, Guan Lao Ye. He's that's why he's he's a very brave warrior. I mean, he's courageous, obviously, and he's very righteous. That's what he's known for. That's why his face is red. In Chinese opera, they depict his face as red. Chinese opera, they wear different masks. There's a reason for that, right? I mean, red represents righteousness. I think white is purity, black is evil, whatever. Then there's green, there's blue, there's a whole bunch of colors. But anyway.
No, I think black also.
No, black.
Means the person upholds, righteousness too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Bao Zhen, remember the Song from Song Dynasty? Bao Qingtian. He's a person who really upholds principles. Yeah.
He also has a red face, no?
包拯是黑的。
哦，黑的是黑的。
Yeah.
Yeah, that black face. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby.